Hey, what's up guys? Thank you for coming back to the part 2 Axial SCX10 build video. In the previous video, we cover axle, shocks, suspension links, and the gearbox. For those of you who have not seen the first one, you can click the link below to go back to see the first one. And for those of you who has been following, I appreciate you guys coming back, so I want to say thank you to you. So in this second video today, we will finish building the rest of the chassis components and put everything together. We will also finish some of the body work, and I'll show you some of the body details that I do. And finally, we will finish the video by completing a nice paint job. So let's continue from where we left off in the last video by continuing the ladder frame chassis construction. I will start by putting the frame together but not fully tighten the screws, and at the end I will drop in the gearbox with the motor plate, and after that I will fully tighten all the screws around the chassis. Now there's a very important note to take in this process. You can see the screws I lay down on the bench right there. You cannot see it on the camera here, but there are different sizes from front to back, and make sure that you refer to the manual for the exact length and size of the screws. These 4 plastic pieces are side bumper holders. We don't have to tighten the screws all the way at this time because later on we'll be attaching the suspension links to it. So here let's drop in the front and rear axle and then hook up all of the suspension links and drive shaft. And from this point, pretty much the chassis construction will be complete with the exceptions of tires and some other body parts. The 4 plastic links are the first 4 will be hooking up to the chassis to the body holder screws that we previously put on. Once the 4 plastic links are hooked up to the chassis, we will hook up the drive shaft to the gearbox. Again, here we will have to use thread lock because this is a metal to metal screw. Finally, the 4 aluminum links will be connected to the bottom of the chassis plate. It's held together by a bigger and thicker screw. There are 3 suspension holes for you to choose from. The ones closer to the motor are the soft ones. The ones further out away from the motor are the stiff one setups. I will start with the soft setup first because I do not have experience with this car. I believe the soft suspension setup will allow the car to climb over different terrain much easier than a stiff setup. Here we take another look around the chassis at the bottom and over the chassis. You can see those icon shocks, they're looking pretty good. Moving on, we'll check out these 1.9 quarter tires. I have already mounted these tires off camera, and these tires are super soft, they have a lot of grip. And I will not be using the foam because I have sealed the holes inside with electrical tape already, and this way it allows me to adjust the air pressure inside. Having a low tire pressure setup will help me to climb over different terrain much easier. Here we will just close up the receiver box and install the battery tray in the back. This kit gives you 2 battery tray options. You can by default install it in the front. This will make it weight more like a real car because it will be nose heavy. But I choose to put it in the back because I want the weight to be more equally distributed front and back. It is very nice that the kit gives you adjustable body pose because it allows you to adjust the ride height or the appearance of ride height without actually making changes to the suspension settings. The side and front bumpers will just slide in and get locked in by a set screw. There is a little bit of room for adjustment. It allows you to make it to suit your appearance taste. I also like the fact that the car comes with the hex kit, and these are aluminum hex kit and locked in by a set screw. Normally RTR cars give you plastic ones that do not last. And finally, we'll be attaching all 4 tires to the chassis. It is very nice touch for the extra scale feature. It gives you a little wheel hub cover. Now that all the chassis components are completed, we're gonna work on the clear Lexan body. First thing, we're gonna have to start trimming the body. It all takes the right tool with a lot of patience. It also takes a lot of practice to get it right. If you invest about $10 into a pair of Lexan scissors, it will make the job so much easier, and I would highly recommend that you do it. The next step from here is to put together a roll cage for on top of the body, and I have already pre-assembled the light housing. It's fairly simple and I did it off the camera already. So at this point, the body is ready for painting, but I wanted to show you guys this line here. These are body panel lines. They were created using a hobby knife, carve a line from inside, and then fill the gap with a marker. And then we wipe off the excess marker around it. And this way, when the paint job finished painting, it will have the appearance of body panel lines. It will give you an extra scaled look to it. So I'm masking out the fender up front and as well as the toolbox in the back because I'll be using different color on them. But the color scheme overall is still the white and black. Cut out the masking so that we can paint the fenders black. Here I cut out the bottom of the floor and I will paint them black so that the seats will look more 3D instead of being a flat floor bottom. Now that all the maskings are finished cutting, and I will finish masking the rest of the car before painting. Now due to limitation on my bench camera here, I will finish the paint job outside of the building. So here we have the first few coating done for the masked out areas. And the next part I'm going to do is to paint the primary white color on it. So I'm sorry again that I could not do the painting on the camera here. But now we're looking at the finished product. I also finished putting all the decals on it. And as you can see, the toolbox in the back has a bright metallic red with a silver stripe. Also check out those panel lines around the hood. They look really good. I also put some tape around the body hose so that it won't be rubbing against the body post. And finally, I backed everything with the silver lining color, and that will get everything look much more realistic from the outside. Alright guys, so there you have it. This is the finished product of the Axial SCX10 G6 kit. I enjoy the build process very much, as well as enjoy making these videos available to you guys. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe because I will be making the running video very soon. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.